Hello and welcome back to Survival Challenge. Right, we are here with the beautiful lentil crop in view. This is what we are going to harvest in this episode. It has been a while coming for this particular field, more so for the harvest in general, because we did do the linseed of this field last time, and then we did this one as well. So getting both the linseeds done was I believe the longer process, because we had this one in for a long time, like since before the winter, really. It was a winter crop, and then this one we put in the spring, and then this we also put in the spring, but ready to harvest now, and it is a big job ahead, but I'm very excited for it. Very excited for it. Can't wait to dig into it. So we do have our absolutely massive, I love how many people are like, yeah, good choice on the combine. Yes, this massive case 9250, I believe it was a 9250, so we went for, yeah, the 9250 axial flow, quite the machine indeed. So let's hop in, and we might as well get cracking straight away with the harvest, because what else can we do? Right, we are at the point now with the series where we would if we were continuing the series, we would have drilled and rolled these fields already. They probably already would be re-drilled and rolled, to be completely honest. But as we are moving on from this series, we won't be doing any more drilling. We just have one massive harvest left to take care of, which is the lentils, as you can see. And then that's it. That's it for harvests. The last we have to do is basically get everything sold, to be completely honest. So let's get this fired up straight away. Let's get straight in to the lentil harvest, because it is definitely going to be a job and a half. So we are underway, and we are going to chop, so we're not making any sort of bales or anything fancy like that, simply because we don't need it. We could have, but again, yeah, somebody said the same thing about about linseed, and that you can have the linseed bales as well for linseed straw, which is true, but we don't want that. We're not faffing with that. If we were continuing on, I would consider it, simply for the fact that we may need straw in the future, or we want to make money off the straw. But we're at the point now with the series where we just want to wrap everything up, and not wrap bales in this case, or at least make them. So we are just going to get the chopping done. It does look quite good with the chopping, to be completely honest. It looks really good when the harvester is chopping. Not that it doesn't look good with the baler. I suppose we could have looked into getting leasing a baler and doing the whole helper with it, and even loading the bales with one of them fancy loaders, but like the auto stacking, not the auto loading, but the auto stacking. But yeah, no, decided that this would be the best to do. And look at that, we've done like a part of a headland, like the tiniest part, and we've got 15% of the combine already filled. So it really is kind of a toss-up as to how long this may take. But at the end of the day, I mean, the fact is we are harvesting the lentils, so I'm very excited for it. As far as other things to do, since we are in the closing stages of all things, I will keep a very watchful eye on the spinnery. Now the reason is because we've got wool producing yet, loads and loads of wool. The problem is I don't want to overload the spinnery with wool that cannot be turned to something else. Now, I have decided that if we do get to the point where fabric is produced quickly enough, I don't know if we'll turn it to clothing, only because that production as well takes some time. So I'm hoping that what's in there for clothing does get sorted sooner than later, and then we can crack on with the rest of the tasks that need doing, like the tea and just the sheep in general. Because really, that's about it. Other than the tea and the wool production, that's we had arable. That was really it. It was a lot of different things, but all for the same, all working towards the same sort of thing. So the wool was for fabric, the fabric was for clothing. That's one sort of production. That alone is like 3 buildings, including a bloody sheep shed. And then the tea itself, we had the greenhouse. We have the 3 linden trees, the 2 rosebud bushes. We've got the dryer. We've got the bloody factory, and we've got the sell point. So that's like 6 buildings right there just for making bloody tea, which is absolutely fine. I'm not against that. I love some tea, but yeah, it's just a lot. Yeah. Anyways, I think the best thing we can do with this harvest, as we are nearly at, I want to say about half a hopper load, but we're not quite there, about 40%, and nearing to the headland, I believe just over in that corner there. So we are making our way. This will take some time, but I'll probably break it up into a couple of little sessions, but for now, let's crack on with it. Well, that's a pretty good start, I would say. So that's essentially 2 full headlands of the field, and to get a full trailer load, I mean, that's pretty good. Well, sorry, a full combine load, I should say. But I would like to see, after 2 headlands, how are we looking for the whole thing? Because really, yeah, that's taken off such a massive chunk of the field. What I think I might do is go along this straight edge and go straight down, and then sort of cut the field in half that way. I do also just want to see, yeah, kind of like, I mean, essentially from right here would be best. And then I can sort of work my way to the left there, or to the right, doesn't really matter. Work my way across the field in the longest possible way. Yeah, this would be the best, right down the middle there. So before we do that, I think I did have a look at all this just to see nothing is really ready for us. It's August, is it not? Yes, it is. So everything that we need to sell is either just past or coming up soonish. No, it's all so far away. The closest thing is like January, I suppose, for seeds. No, January for linseed. There we go. Yeah, and again, the money side of things really doesn't matter, just because we are on the end of all things, but this is processing quite slowly, which we were expecting. I think what we'll really be telling is when we're into the next month to see. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I think in the meantime we will crack on. I just want to check something in the shop before we do. So I'll have a quick check of that just to see if it's something we can use for the end of the series or not, and then we'll crack on with the harvest. Alright, here we are again. We will lower everything down, fire everything up, and we are off. So I'm going to try and keep this as straight on as possible to try and get straight across and in the nicest row that I can do. and then we'll see how it goes. I reckon that the lentils will be a much quicker job than I initially anticipated. I was truthfully expecting it to be like a multi-day thing, but had I done all the harvests at once, it would have been. But I mean, again, this combine just didn't even give the fields a chance to be ready to harvest before they were bloody picked out the ground, to be honest. So that's quite funny indeed. But no, I'm pleased with it. I'm very pleased with it. These kind of series also do give the opportunity to try some new things, like having this massive combine. I don't, other than like an American series, so American Farming or Silver and Forest, either of those sort of American focused series, that's where I used massive combines, but not really in anything else. Maybe for the odd contract or something, but never really gotten the chance to use them. So the fact that this thing holds like 14,000 liters or something over that, and has like a 13+ meter bloody header, capacity, I mean header width rather, that's amazing. So yeah, quite pleased with that. Also quite pleased with that row that I made. It is quite straight on, so I think if I can just tidy this section up, we'll move over to the other side, and we'll have this done in no time. But yeah, I'll be honest, I kind of wish I had another field to harvest after this. I suppose we could see what the other helper has in his other field as far as like a contract or something. That's if there's anything even ready to harvest down there. What have you got there, mate? Corn, eh? Or is it rye? I think it's corn. Tis indeed. I mean, we could get a corn header for the case and then do that as like a contract or something, but nah. By harvest, I mean another massive harvest like this. This field is so small, it would take like, if it was any other crop other than corn, it would take like seconds to do. Corn might take a couple of seconds, but nevertheless, I think we'll just enjoy the most that we can from this harvest, being again that it is the final survival challenge harvest. But I'm glad in that same sort of breath that I opted for a massive field to do sort of a final harvest on. So quite pleased about that, quite pleased about the harvester we're using, really just quite pleased about the whole series, to be honest. I'm feeling quite happy about how it's all come together, and lots of people have shown some great support for the series, and I'm happy about it, happy with how it's going. This isn't the last episode or anything, we do still have things to do. But this is definitely going to be the last harvest of this series. And without further ado, let's finish it up. Alright, well, as you can see, progress is very good. I think we've made some really nice progress on the field. Of course, we still have some harvesting left to do, although for the most part, I mean, we're cracking on quite well with it. It is definitely a bigger harvest than the others that I'm used to, even though I said it would be quite a quick job. Could you imagine doing the challenge itself could have been just doing the whole bloody field with the small far harvester. That could have been the whole new challenge. Sell everything, just get a small tractor, get the far harvester, and then just see how long it takes to harvest this whole field. That would have been quite funny. That would have been an interesting finale to the challenge indeed. That whole harvest would have been like a 20-minute time lapse. I don't know, 10-minute time lapse. Anyways, we are making progress. As you can see, we are nearly done the harvest. We just have probably 2 or 3, 2.5 more passes left to go, and I think that that will be all set. So really, I will be honest. So this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is, I want to say, episode 52 for survival, which is fine, absolutely fine. As far as the remainder of the series goes, though, I think I'd like to have seen it gone to 55, but I'm not going to stretch it just to get there if we don't need it, right? It's not like, had we drilled all these crops in and re-drilled the fields and all that we would have made it to 55. That still would have been far too tight for time, especially for the fact that we still have productions up and running and have some things to do in that regard. So the majority of the remainder of the series is going to be selling off the rest of the things that we can do. Again, the greenhouse producing the tea that it produces is not really too bad to just let go, considering the fact that it's non-stop. Especially with the fact that the water is plumbed in, that production, making tea, could effectively never ever end. So the fact that that's the case, we'll just take the tea that we can when it's best to sell it, and then that might be the end of the production. We can stop it there and then sell anything that's remaining beyond that. So for example, I think the next big tea selling is in the just after winter, so like the later months, like January, February or something. I don't think we have any tea to sell before then, but I will double check. The only other things we really have to think about selling are clothing, which is March, May time, and then fabric, which possibly is the same, and then wool as well, which we may have to sell just wool on its own. I did shift a couple of pallets of wool in between the episodes to just to again shift them out the way so that we could focus on having more produce, and then if we do have to sell just the wool itself, that's fine, really is fine. At this point, as I said before multiple times, it's not about the money, it's about the process of it all, and we've had a really good process. I've really enjoyed everything about this series. It's worked out really nicely. You know, the firewood did take its did help a lot, let's be completely honest. I know that. I knew that as well when we really started using it. I could tell how beneficial it was going to be. But it helped to make this series what it is, which is very cool. And I'm very pleased. I managed to get all these trees cleared. It's just lovely. It's really cool to see the progress, and I'm very excited to do a before and after, because that's always good fun also. Now, I don't think we'll be able to get the rest of this in here, which is absolutely fine, but I'm very excited to see our grand total for it all. Right, let's just make sure that we haven't missed any bits. It seems we have not, so that is grand. Now I know this is saying it can be cut again. I don't think I will do. I'd like to collect what I can from it, but we'll look at that in the next one. Right, 3,551 litres are remaining. Now, this is something I'm not too certain about doing, but do we now sell the... Oh, I guess we need to... There we go. But now, do we sell the harvester? I mean, it would make sense to just sell it, right? The whole survival aspect is that we can't lease anything. But if we buy it, finish with it, and then sell it, maybe that's what we could do. I mean, we don't really have any need for the money, but we also don't have any need for the combine itself. I may keep it. I know it might lose a bit of value if I were to keep it for a short while longer, But oh no, we want to go this way here. But yeah, just in case, there's a small chance we can do, you know, a little bit of a contract in that one other field, just to give it a go. But yeah, we'll see. I'll just tuck it in the field here with the Mercedes, and we shall see. Right, that 3,000 is in there. Happy days. Just get that put like that. And we are off to unload another 33,600 litres of lentils. What a haul that was. So just, what was that, 36, 37, 30, about 38,000 litres of lentils, which is very cool. That's probably, well, hands down our biggest harvest. But I'm very pleased for it. So we'll let that do its thing. Now, as it does, we'll see everything's ready to go here. We will look at the logistics of loading more of this in. I think the sheep's food is quite full. So, yeah, they might be able to take some more, but I highly doubt they'll be able to take it all. So, linseed is still going. I'll just wait till it's finished. But, yeah, we do have... So, lots of tea to sell. Oh, it's in June. So, next one is February. So, maybe we should stop the... Maybe we should stop the oh, what's all this loaded up for so much? That's in the dryer. Can it not produce quick enough? Is that... Sorry, hang on a minute. What's going on? Linden. Right, dried linden. What do we need dried linden for? Oh, this one. So this is still producing. These are not. What's missing? Dried thyme. Is thyme used for this? No. Right, we've got thyme going. Have we got thyme drying? Okay, maybe what we'll do is we will deactivate thyme and mint. Yes, thyme and mint. So we'll deactivate these two teas. We will deactivate peppermint and thyme, and we'll just keep the ones we need for Dahoot's herbal tea. So that's to say we need linden, so dried linden, dried verbena, which we're getting verbena from here, linden from there. We also need the dried peppermint. Oh, so we do need peppermint to continue. Bugger. That's fine. We just won't use it for the mint tea. We also need dried chamomilla, which we do have, and also dried rose hip, which we also do have. So it's just not producing quite as quickly as it could do. These are producing like mad because we've got so much more of them. It would be nice, yeah, as long as we don't have anything unnecessary. So we've got verbena there, chamomilla there, peppermint there, and mint there. 1, 2, so yeah. Wait, what? No, something's missing. Something's wrong. We don't need mint, but we do need peppermint. Right. Right, so for this one, we need chamomilla, peppermint, verbena, and linden, and rosebud. Okay, perfect. There we go. That is sorted now. So, yeah, the rose hip's going like mad. Again, anything excess we will sell. So this that's in the dryer... Nope, that's in the dryer here that hasn't come out yet. That can be sold as well. It would be nice to have another tea to sell or to make with just these ones, but we've got so many of them. So let's have a look. Wait, is that dried? Oh, no, that's not dried. It literally can't produce them quickly enough. That's quite funny. Right, anyways, hopefully that will produces, and then we'll have to stop the tea production at some point, because if we have dried linden and dried rosehip, what do those sell for? Are those nothing? Very little. More than the others. Oh wow, thyme on its own sells for a lot. Interesting. Well, nevertheless, at least we have things to sell and things come out. This was at 2 something before, so as you can see, oh, that's from the lentils. 37,000 litres of lentils will net us 135,000 euros, sorry. Wow, that's mental. That's in July as well. So July will be good. We've got soybeans to sell. We've got lentils to sell. It's just very good all round. There we go. All sorted. Here, we can get this tucked away, get the beacons off, and we can leave that right there. So in the next one, we'll be focusing on productions and sorting things out, maybe moving on to September, having a close look at the productions to see if the wool is worth bringing over to the spinnery or if it's just worth selling as is, and if the fabric is worth bringing to the tailor shop. So we've got a few things to sort out in the next episode. I don't think that will be the last one, just because we do have some more time to spend elsewhere, but it's very possible that it's coming sooner than 55. Hopefully not one sooner, that'd be a bit silly, but we'll see. Anyways, this one has been a lentil-filled episode, so I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have done, cheeky thumbs up always helps out the channel, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. So until the next one, please do take care, and bye for now.